tried like the experiences, the games, the movies.
All really low walls.
Dozens. At
Like
least.
approach all these walls and see like here like the wall is super high. And like, it's like
Yeah.
highly possible like for them to
Okay
spawn
then.
on which is always a problem.
And have you played Dark Google Tango experiences before?
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, huge change, right?
Outside of ours, which other ones have you tried out?
But
Um,
yeah, sure.
3D Squid.
Oh, yeah, ETC projects. Yeah. Okay. Yeah.
There's the zombie
Yeah, you guys have, this is a,
shooter one.
I mean, it's an interesting
Um,
space, and you guys got some
I don't
great
know the names of
challenges
all of
here.
them. There's
And it's so new
I've
that,
done
you
all
know,
the
that's the thing, that's so,
Google
you're just experimenting
oriented
and trying to find what works and what doesn't.
what's a
work.
Google name?
Which is a good space to be in, right? It's not that you're not getting it right or getting it wrong, it's you're really experimenting and trying to figure it out. And that's exactly where you guys are going, and you know, you figure out.
Yeah. Places.
Let's see.
I thought they
Yes.
are from
So, you kind of already know of our experience, but what made you want to walk around while wearing the headset?
What made me want to walk around while wearing a headset?
Yeah.
I just wanted to explore space. Rhea needs a nap.
Wait, guys, wait, before you start, pick up a paper. Go through the checklist. Please follow the process. Okay, so what was your goal in the game?
My personal goal or the goal of the game?
What do you think was the goal of the game?
Oh. Well, I know it was to find sheep in bushes.
Yeah.
So is that something you felt was communicated in the game, or did you just not know?
Actually, no. I didn't know what the big goal was. I knew the immediate goal was to get a sheep out of the bush. But I didn't know what I was ultimately trying to accomplish with that.
Uh-huh.
Is it the last one? Oh, sorry.
Yeah. Okay, and what made you feel that was the goal outside of already knowing?
We need to change the picture.
Of the game?
Yeah.
The picture is confusing.
I'm trying to disassociate that from what I know.
Yeah, some of these
Your
questions
goal
are
is
kind of
supposed to
hard.
be.
Some of these questions, actually, yeah, let me just skip a few
Yeah.
and get to the ones that we probably can ask. So, when you first put on the VR headset, what type of world did you feel that you were in?
It was a deserty world with grass.
Uh-huh. Yeah, you should start this standing up probably, Ray. We're sorry.
To stand up?
Yeah. So that was after the Pocket Watch did its whole animation. What do you feel like before?
Just some dark gray space, like a closet.
Did you feel like comfortable walking around in that space? Did you feel like hostile?
I didn't really walk around in it. I just kind of looked around in it.
Okay.
It didn't even cross my mind to walk around in it.
Okay. So so after the Pocket Watch thing and the dog appeared, you felt that you were in that deserty gray world in space.
Deserty, grassy world.
Deserty, grassy world. What made you feel like it was a deserty, grassy world?
It was brown with grass on top.
Okay. Okay. So, how did you find the first sheep?
Actually, I was lucky because there was a cube, a bush, like 3 feet away from me. Giant spinning sign.
Yeah.
So were you able to read the sign?
Yeah, although the first time I went into the game, it was really hard to read because first, if you're close to it, it's huge,
Yeah.
and then you only get to read it half the time, and then you're waiting for it to come around again.
Yeah. I can promise you that will not be there in later versions. That was added late at night. But it's good to know that when it's spinning around, you only read it half the time, and that makes it harder to read.
Yeah, and you
Yeah,
get a
and
glimpse,
then
and then it's just like, now I gotta wait for it to come around again, try and read a few more words. Because if it's close, I have to read.
Yeah.
You know, it's not like, if I was far enough away and it spun around, there's plenty of time to read, you know, find a sheep in the bush or whatever it says. But when you're that close, you can only look at one word at a time by the time you've done that.
Okay. Yeah. Other than using words, what other things do you think would help make that bush stand out to you?
A different shape. It's a different green than the grass. I think it's a brighter green,
Uh-huh.
and it's bigger
Uh-huh.
than other cubes in there. So that made it unique. But the dog and the sheep are different shapes than the cubes.
Yeah.
And there are those little cacti and mushrooms and other things floating around in there. So
So what about?
it would be more consistent if it's a bush and things like mushrooms are shaped like mushrooms and cactus are shaped like cactus.
A bush should be
A
shaped
bush
like.
should be shaped like a bush,
Okay.
because everything else is ground and walls. And a dog is shaped like a dog.
Yeah. Okay. But so yeah, you kind of already have some pre-existing knowledge, but what is your opinion? How did it feel for you, being that the physical world was cubes and blocks, but those other objects look sort of like those actual objects?
There's a sheep right here.
If it was fairly consistent, I guess it wouldn't bother me very much. There's some weird stuff like when they float in the air. So like a cactus just floating in the air is weird.
There's a panda. How'd you do this? That's a sheep right here.
Yeah.
Like a bed.
Yeah, it might be. I don't know. You'll have to see what that is, 'cause maybe something is actually, say maybe on top of something, but just not a full voxel. It may just be one face of a polygon.
What?
Sometimes the voxels, not all their faces are rendered. Yeah. Depending on how you scan, sometimes not all the faces are shown. Only some of the faces.
Yeah, that much you can find.
I didn't notice that at all.
Yeah, so maybe the cactus has the top face, but you can't see it from the bottom.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, I saw a little cactus like this big,
Yeah.
just floating there with nothing under it. And it was like this high, nothing under it.
Yeah. Okay.
I assume what happened is that there were some temporary voxels that it got spawned on top of, and then those faded away. And
But we had code to make it fall down.
Yeah, that's something like maybe that top face was there, so it still floated from top of the bottom.
Yeah, I'll check.
Okay. When it came to the sheepdog, did he feel helpful in any way to help you find sheep?
no, because I already knew where they were because there were giant signs rotating above them.
Okay. Did you feel like the dog was giving you any type of clues or anything like that?
No.
Okay.
Felt like a little yappy dog running around me.
So it sounds like it would have been better off without the dog. Is what you feel?
Yeah, I mean, it was fun having him there just because you're not alone in the world, but I didn't feel like he was, I felt like he was a pet that was running around barking.
Here, but that dog keeps jumping on him. Yeah, I found two.
And then he was happy when I found him.
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
It's, yeah,
Okay.
The other thing is he was,
well, yeah, the whole experience.
when the bush was there, he was over there. It's like if he's helping me find the sheep, he should be between me and the, he should be at the bush or between me and the bush, not on the other side of me from the bush, because he's guiding me the other direction.
Okay. And where were you?
I was standing there, I think. The dog was here and the bush was over there.
Yeah.
They came, three people came, and they came together.
Okay then.
So you guys,
Hold on, Chuck.
No, let
Oh yeah, I guess that's gonna come,
You
but
can catch up with me later.
alright, yeah.
Yeah, it's most of it, right?
Yeah, hold on. How did you get the sheep to pop out of the bush?
No, I think when I do that.
Yeah.
No, we make.
With the warnings and disclaimers, like
Actually,
people on
Chuck
heads
took
up,
me here
warnings and
because there
disclaimers
is,
on,
I guess,
easy to understand.
was coming, but
Okay.
when we were here, like they were
Looks like
just,
Comic Sans
So messy.
on the typeface.
so on.
Okay.
Was there anything new they wanted me to walk around?
I get the handwritten kind of notey thing, but it's just